Hello everyone. Welcome to the new episode of Stories and Samvaad by IMDR. My name is Advait Kurlekar. I'm a management consultant and I run a company called Upon Management Consultants. It's a pleasure to welcome our guest for this episode, Mukund Altekar. Welcome Mukund and thanks for your time.
Thank you, Advait.
As the name goes, Stories and Samvaad is essentially a series of samvads or dialogues with successful people from the business world and ask them right questions so that they can share their stories with us. So with me, glad to introduce you and welcome Mukund Altekar, founder, MD and CEO of FDS Infotech. Welcome Mukund.
Thank you, Advait.
So since this is about stories and Samvaad, Mukund, maybe before we come to your business side of it, let me, if you don't mind, start with something about your background. I know that your schooling was in Mumbai, but your college was in Pune. So tell us about that story about your childhood.
Okay. I'm born and brought up in Mumbai and did my schooling in Mumbai. Not all of it, but bulk of it. At Balmohan Vidya Mandir at Shivaji Park.
Very famous one.
Yeah. Then it was. Even now it is a well-known school. And because my father moved over to Talegaon, he started a college in Talegaon. So the family kind of migrated, and Talegaon didn't have very good schools at that point of time. This is way back, I'm talking about in 60s.
Okay.
So there weren't very good schools then. So he put me in boarding schools. Mm-hmm. So I went to two boarding schools. One is Bhoslamati School in Nasik.
Wow. Okay.
And the other was in Pune, now known as Nagarwala High School, but that time it was known as National Model School. And we were located in Aga Khan Palace proper.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now it is somewhere in Kalyani Nagar.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then later on college in Pune, Ferguson College. I'm alumnus of Ferguson College, and for my MSc, I was doing my MSc in statistics from Pune University. But I continued to stay in Ferguson hostels because I was appointed as superintendent of one of the hostels.
Oh, okay.
So I got free accommodation, let me put it that way, in a wonderful location. After that, I did my MBA from IIM Ahmedabad. And in between, now what is known as CDAC, that time was a division of TIFR called NCST,
Okay.
National Center for Software Technology. So I did my computer science from there.
Okay.
That was a one-year course.
Okay.
But then there were very few IITs which had MTech. There were, I think, only two. IIT Mumbai and IIT Kanpur.
Okay.
But the only two IITs had MTech Com Science. This was another option. And those were 2-year courses. This was one-year course. So this was the advantage for that.
Excellent. So did Bhosla military had any impact on you in terms of the discipline that carried through your life?
A lot.
Okay,
a lot.
I would have imagined.
Both Bhosla Military School as well as National Model School.
Okay.
One of the things which, since you bring up that topic, I'll mention. I had briefly joined NDA also.
Oh wow!
After my pre-degree, I was interested in flying planes.
You joined means you qualified.
I joined actually.
No. I mean you
I
passed the
qualified.
exam.
Yeah,
that's more tougher.
Had to go. Yeah.
Had
to.
So.
Oh, NDA admissions are today probably tougher than IIM admissions.
Oh wow! Okay.
Because there are about roughly 5 lakh candidates who appear for the entrance exam, and about 350 get selected.
Wow. Okay.
So it's a very tough thing. Then I don't know the numbers for IIM or NDA that time.
They say JEE for IIT is the toughest exam in the world, but maybe
NDA entrance is far tougher because it checks you out on various things apart from academics.
Yes.
And academics, when I appeared, were not multiple choice questions.
Okay.
So it was a written exam which went on for 4 days.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, and center was Mumbai. And after that, there was, we have group discussion and interview for IIMs, but there it is called SSB, Services Selection Board.
Yes.
And that board sits on you for 1 week.
Oh, okay.
So they're checking out for 1 week, so you're there.
Okay.
And after that comes medical. So it's a far tougher examination than IIM, in my opinion.
So how long were you in NCST?
NCST was one year. One year course, so I did that. After that, I joined IIM. But by the way, NCST was also pretty tough because it was one of the few courses. There were 2 IITs offering, and NCST was the other. And in NCST, there were students from IIT and IIM.
Okay.
So NCST was also quite difficult to get in. Not as difficult as IITs, of course,
Sure.
but it was quite difficult.
And what prompted you to get into IIM?
It was my career as a programmer.
Oh,
I started my career as a programmer, and then the trouble was there were very basic systems we used to write. For example, the language, I started my programming in assembly language actually,
Okay.
and then moved on to COBOL. But the systems were payroll, accounting, inventory, those kind of systems.
Yeah.
And I understood none of those.
So it was not even full MRP then?
Oh, there was no MRP that time.
Okay.
The word MRP was not non-existent then, but there were bits and pieces of that which were happening. So there was something for planning.
Yeah.
But it was EOQ based.
Oh, okay.
So economic order quantities, reorder point, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So I did those things. And I said, I'm really not understanding what I'm doing. And my wife, in the meanwhile, started doing her MBA from Mumbai.
Oh, okay.
So she is from the first batch. She joined Narsimunji.
Okay, NM.
NM. And simple reason is we used to live at Shivaji Park. And NM was in Parley. And that time NM Institute's campus was bang on SV Road.
Oh, okay.
So now it is inside.
Yeah.
But that time it was bang on
I see.
SV Road. So it was very easy for her to commute in opposite direction.
Yeah.
Everybody was committing to south and she
Absolutely.
was coming.
That still works in Mumbai. Yeah.
So that is what. So then I said, why am I being left behind?
Yeah.
So I tried the next year. I was fortunate to get selected.
Okay.
So I joined IIM.
Great.
But basically to learn. It wasn't for jobs or anything. I had excellent jobs. I was getting jobs overseas that time also.
Okay.
I didn't go for the jobs.
Okay.
Because I was advised by some very senior people whom I met. I said, I've managed to get into IIM, but I also had a job in Switzerland and a job in US.
Wow.
So
Okay.
he said, no, IIM is more important. Go do that. You'll get enough jobs in
Sure.
Europe. And that's the way it happened.
Absolutely.
Anyway, later on.
But MBA education doesn't necessarily teach you to become an entrepreneur. So you worked for a few years and then became an entrepreneur.
That's
Tell us something about that.
Yeah. I worked before MBA for 3 years. So I had 3 years experience. Did my MBA. Then took up a job anyway. I was one of the few who was campus placed in US.
Okay.
So from my batch. And
so even in those days, IIM Ahmedabad campus placement was for US postings.
Very few. I think there were only 1 or 2 of us who appeared because they were all programmers beforehand. We came with work experience. What US wanted was this particular company wanted somebody who was math stats because they had a lot of decision support models which they had built, who understood the business issues, so MBA, and who knew programming because it was so I fitted that profile.
Okay.
And that's how I managed to get that job.
I see.
So I got selected there.
Okay. And how long were you there?
I was there for 2 years.
Okay. And then what prompted you to come back?
2 things. Maybe I realized rather early in my life that if I stay on longer, I'll be in US forever.
Yeah.
So,
and for some reason you didn't want to.
I didn't want to. Main reason is I am the only son. I mean, I have 2 sisters.
Okay.
And given my age group, it was son's responsibility to look after his parents.
Yeah. Okay.
So and my wife supported me fully. She was also working there.
Yeah. Okay.
So we decided to come back. In fact, she was expecting a child then.
Okay.
So everybody advised us, let the child be born here, he will get a citizenship.
Yeah.
And then you return. We didn't do that. We returned beforehand.
Okay.
And right now he's anyway in the US.
Okay. So he's not cursing you for that.
No.
Okay. That's nice. And how did entrepreneurship happen for you?
When I returned, I was looking for jobs. Okay. So very difficult to get jobs. And I returned to Pune.
Mm-hmm.
Very difficult to get jobs. There's some jobs available in Mumbai. Software was not a big thing at all.
Yeah.
Infosys
Remind us which years are we talking of?
I'm talking about when I returned, it was 85, 86.
Oh, okay.
86 I returned.
Software was still
nothing.
Yeah.
It was still a debate whether it is hardware is more important or software is more important. That is resoundingly now proven beyond doubts. But in those days it wasn't clear. There are a few companies in Mumbai. 1 or 2 companies in Pune were attempting, but they're very small and nothing great. Mm-hmm. I said, I might as well do it on my own. So we took the plunge.
Okay. And this was 1986 when you started FDS, now nearly 40-year-old.
Nearly 40 years,
yeah.
yes.
And one unique thing is that you, by choice, went into products, not services.
Yes.
Why so? Everybody was, the decision was hardware or software, not
Right.
product or service.
No.
So how did you get into products?
Reasons were 2, 3 because of my 2 years of experience in US, and I had interactions with large companies in US. They're very large. I had joined a smaller consulting firm. Can't call it consulting. It was a consulting and a software firm, both together, and they were doing work for very large American companies. So I got exposure to that. Then I realized the need for software in these companies is going to be huge. In those days, it was, what do you buy? I'm buying an IBM computer or buying a DEC computer.
Correct.
It was like that. So nobody talked about what piece of software. Now this company had gone way ahead beyond that, and it was into decision support systems.
Okay. DSS.
DSS.
Okay.
So which was very unique. And I was kind of, when I started studying it, I got so excited by it. I said, let me do something similar in India if I can do that. So that was the beginning of the idea. And also my professor from IIM, he is my guru even today, I would say, Nitin Patel.
Okay.
He was outstanding professor. And he was one of the founders of TCS, incidentally.
Oh, okay.
Before joining IIM, he's an MIT product.
Oh.
He did his MS, then MBA and PhD all from MIT and then Sloan School. So he was one of the TCS founders, and he joined IIM, and I started working with him closely because of my computer background, and then found it exciting. And he was into products, so I went along with him.
Okay. And you did mention your wife supported your decision to move back from US. So
yes, absolutely.
how was the family support when entrepreneurship was not fashionable then?
Oh, not at all.
So
not even today, I would say.
And like you mentioned, upbringing is, I'm assuming, middle class Maharashtrian kind of thing.
Yeah. Yes.
So was there any family pressure, opposition, in-laws, parents?
Nobody opposed.
Okay.
But they didn't know what business is because they're all academicians.
Oh, okay.
They're all professors. They said, you're doing a good thing. If you want to do it, give it a shot. And the option was, if I don't luck out on this, then we'll go to Mumbai and take up a job there. that was the option then.
Okay.
And without my wife, she has been my business partner throughout. And if she wasn't there, because you need more than one person to run any company.
Absolutely.
So the actual development of products, programming, delivery side, she handled. My job were the other things. So many people used to ask her, what do you look at in the business? So do you look after accounting or something? I used to laugh out and said, she does the core job of development. I'm doing the secondary job of consulting and sales and finance.
Okay.
Those are my job, but her job is the key job.
Key job, okay.
So because of that, we could do it. And luckily, my parents moved with us in Pune.
Okay.
So our children were looked after well.
Yeah.
And my wife's parents also were there to help us.
That matters, yeah, of course.
That matters a lot.
Sure. Interestingly, a lot of people say that, ideally you should not get into a business relationship with your spouse. Keep family and business separate. Even if your spouse has a separate business, that's fine. How did that work out for you?
It worked out very well for me, I would say. But I'll tell you something funny about this. Okay. Those who were into supply chain management and later on what is known as ERP, 3 companies I know of, all European and American companies, and they were well known. Something like BAN. BAN was a well-known ERP.
Yes, of course.
They're all husband-wife businesses.
Oh wow! Okay,
it's a coincidence. We didn't know it then.
You didn't sort of idolize them or something.
Yeah,
like that. Okay.
we didn't know them at all. But later on, I learned that. I said, "Come on, this happened as a coincidence with us too."
So how do you keep? Because work is life, life is work. Both of you are working in the same company. You're going, your husband and wife outside the office. How do you manage the?
Difficult, because these roles are actually contradictory roles. The delivery role is always at
loggerheads with sales.
Loggerheads with
you guys don't know what you promised and you don't know how to.
It's always like
that kind of thing. Yeah.
What helped there was I had a technical computer science background as well as a programming background.
Okay.
So I understood what is the delivery side of it. That helped. But even then, the customers will keep on forcing you to do various things.
Sure.
So there was pushing, but I was able to compromise. I was able to understand what they were saying.
Okay.
Most of the time.
That's interesting. Now, in the initial period when you ventured into product rather than service, what was your vision at that point in time? Because You were clearly swimming against the tide, going against the grain.
Yes.
What was your vision at that point in time? Did you seriously believe India would become a product kind of regime?
No, I didn't think.
So you took a
of it
big
that-
risk then?
It was a big risk.
Okay.
But services was also not big at that point of time.
True, but at least it was something.
Not very large.
Okay.
Not very large. Even the big companies that we talk about, what I remember of going and meeting people in TCS, at Air India building, maybe they had 100 people. So
Okay.
today it
They are
sounds like
8 lakh or something
They
now,
are
I
8
don't
lakhs or something. So those numbers were small. Infosys had not happened. There was Patni Computers.
Yeah.
Patni had maybe 40, 50
Oh,
people.
okay.
So these are all small companies. So our company also started small only.
Sure.
But these were not staggeringly large.
Okay.
So, or say Persistent started around the same time as we started. Now Anand has grown it into a fantastic company.
Absolutely.
More than maybe 30,000 odd people working with him today. He also had started on the product side.
Yes.
But then he moved on because of, I think, more of pressures from employees of wanting to do various things, which I didn't didn't follow. My employees were too interested in that.
Okay.
But I didn't follow that.
But since you mentioned product business will always have different challenges in terms of scaling up versus service.
Yes.
So how did the scale up happen for you? Of course you grew, but how did that happen?
Okay.
And the second thing is, as an initial company who's going against the grain, everybody, I mean, I know you said these are small, but still it was service versus product.
Right.
How did you manage to hire people, your first few employees? What did they see? What kind of future you sold to them?
Okay, we had interesting things because in terms of sheer brand recognition of what we were doing, we had all the top companies in India who were our customers. Very large companies.
Okay.
Very large companies. I don't want to mention names, but the largest of the two automobile manufacturers were our customers. A very large part of engineering industry was our customers.
Okay.
The top of the line, both Indian and multinational corporations,
Okay.
both in Pune, Mumbai and Bangalore and other places too. So that was a big attraction to the employees that we had. And so we could pay well because we were doing work for big companies.
Yeah.
They used to pay us well.
Okay.
Later on, we lost the race.
Okay.
Because once people started going abroad in large numbers,
Correct.
those fees
You can't
we
match
couldn't-
that.
we
Correct.
couldn't-
Correct.
We couldn't match that.
And product business was never export oriented?
It was, due to some reasons, we had a major setback. I don't want to
Okay.
discuss those
I
reasons.
see.
But we had started very early in exports. In fact, let me say this. One of our first product, which I started doing, was job shop scheduling.
Okay.
Rather than MRP and ERP,
Uh-huh.
I was into optimization
Yeah,
products. Because my background is in math stats and optimization
Correct.
programming, so all of that. We started doing that product. That did very well in India, and we sold also abroad. We sold that product in US, in UK, in Singapore and Australia. So we're growing, and we had also got the big customers there.
Okay.
You might have read the books, The Goal and The Race and Theory of Constraints and all that. Okay, we developed our product before that.
Okay.
So we were ahead of him.
Ahead of the curve. Okay. Wow.
We were ahead of the curve.
Okay.
Even
some
in US
setback
and
is there.
Europe, we
Okay.
were ahead of the curve with our ideas. As I said right in the beginning, I mentioned only one name, Professor Nitin Patel.
Yeah.
He was my guru, and he had various visions. So I learned a lot from him, as I say, and I built my vision because of that.
Wow.
He's very out of the box thinker, wide vision, and all
And
that.
when you had customers outside, was there on-site work as well?
There was
Okay, so that became an attraction point for people
for some
as
of our
well?
employees.
Okay.
Yes.
And did that help in you attracting the right kind of talent in the initial stages?
In the initial stages, yes. That
Because
did
you know,
attract.
once you become big and successful and known, it
Yeah.
becomes easy. But in the initial stage, it's always difficult
course,
to
yeah.
hire employees.
But then we didn't have any venture capitalist or anything in India then.
I don't think that word was even
The
existed. earlier.
word
Yeah.
didn't exist then.
Correct.
So what we had to do was what I did. It was risk taking. Okay?
Yeah.
On financial side also, it was risk taking. I didn't have that kind of money to invest in product and pay people salaries, and computers were expensive. I mean, I'm PC, which people will laugh at, which is much smaller than our mobile phone today.
Yeah.
Okay. So that used to cost, in those days, it used to cost us 2 lakh rupees.
Wow.
So that
was
big.
it because of import duties?
Everything, there was nothing assembled.
Nothing assembled here.
Everything was imported. So import duty, and even then in US also it was expensive because it had not
scaled up.
It had not scaled up.
That's true. That's true.
So
and in those times, like you said, venture capital, it is assumed that you have to be bootstrapped.
Everything I had to bootstrap.
Correct.
In fact, one of my experiences, Exim Bank was set up. They were good people, okay, and they were helpful.
Yeah.
Because I had to get the dollars approved to take them for spending overseas to sell.
Yes.
Otherwise, how do I go travel abroad?
Correct.
Allowance was $8 a day. Unless you
they used to write the allowance in your passport.
Yeah. So unless you get permission from Exim Bank, you would not get a credit card.
Yes.
So I got a credit card. Everything was otherwise traveler's check. So it was so inconvenient.
Correct.
Going to US and Europe and you're saying, I'm going to pay you by traveler's check doesn't work.
Yeah.
Even if they sanctioned me the money. But the trouble with Exim Bank was nobody was used to the concept of software and sales cost. Because in software products, the main cost are sales cost.
Yes.
So when you are incurring the marketing cost and sales cost, they were willing to give me loan, but for hardware, for building an office, etc. And I said, this is not possible for me to be done. I have to spend money on sales, not on any of these.
True.
These are available to me on the rent. So why the hell would I buy them?
Correct.
But that didn't go through. So the government was not knowledgeable enough about it. Later on, I think they started helping, but I didn't get that help.
Okay. Lovely. Now, we mentioned about your name, FDS Infotech. Tell us about where it started in terms of your product line of business, and where is it now, and how is it mushroomed?
Okay.
40 years is a big time.
Yeah. The name FDS is accidental because of our company secretary, not company secretary, company law board, ROC.
Okay.
I wanted the name Decision Support Systems.
DSS.
Because I was in that business.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had applied for DSS. They said you can't give only one name. So I ended up giving Fortune Decision Systems as the next name. And I got that name. They denied me the DSS. So there's no choice. I kind of appealed. They said, no, this is a generic name. We will not allow you.
Correct.
So specific name was Fortune Decision System. And the funny part was when I put up my board, the office and all that, I used to get customers walk in, but the wrong kind of customers.
Don't tell me astrology.
Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. That's what happened. Do you make computer-based Kundali? I don't do that. But that was the wrong name. But so eventually I made a short form of it and called it FDS.
Yeah.
So
okay. And why Fortune Decision Systems?
As I said, there was no. So I said, we will help our customers to improve their fortune. That was our intention.
Yeah.
Misunderstood by people that we will be predicting fortune, but we didn't predict any fortune.
Yeah, okay. So, but you helped them improve their fortunes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
and where did it start in terms of the line of business, and where is it now?
Okay. See, it started in Pune. And the reason why we ended up being in supply chain management and then later on into MRP, ERP, etc. Because Pune is a manufacturing center.
Yeah.
Had I continued to live in Mumbai, probably I would have had banking products.
Correct. Yeah.
If so, this product was accidental more to the geographical location where we were. It's convenient to
but makes sense. Do what your customers need.
Yeah. And the customers had to be close to my home. I had 2 young children. So, and in those days there was no internet also.
Yeah, of course.
So you had getting a telephone. I had to apply to telephone department to get own your telephone.
Okay.
So you didn't get those.
Correct.
So getting a two-wheeler also was so difficult.
Yeah.
So you needed licenses for everything. There was telex machine. There was no fax also.
Yeah.
When I started, there wasn't any fax. So you had to be close to customers to do the work. And then Pune had manufacturing. Otherwise, I would have been commuting every day to Mumbai.
Yeah. True. Okay. And then where has it come now?
We have moved into multiple areas. Partnership with some and a lot of it on our own. In supply chain management, we have done top to bottom everything else.
Okay.
Top to bottom everything. We ended up doing MRP, MRP2, ERP also, but heart was in optimization products. Not many people realize that MRP or a bill of material, say for a chemical industry or a metallurgical industry, is very different from automobile industry or a discrete manufacturing industry. So doing an MRP-like thing or planning thing for chemicals, petrochemicals, or for metallurgy is very different from, or paints is very different. But you have covered all those things.
Okay.
So when I say I'm in that area, I have covered all of this, because I typically describe it as V-shaped versus A-shaped. A-shaped is the discrete, where you start, you build components, then you get into sub-assemblies and sub-assemblies and final assembly, etc. V-shaped is exactly different. You start with one chemical, and you're not sure what will come out of it.
I call it fusion versus fission.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Okay. If you don't mind, who were your competitors at that point in time? Were they in India or were they global people, and where are they now, and how do you look at them?
My initial competitors, the one person who had come back from US, he was a bright chap. His professor had tried to do something in job shop scheduling.
Okay.
So he was trying to sell it in India. So that was one, but he couldn't succeed.
Okay.
And then there were global competitors.
Okay.
Who wanted to build products on Goldratt's thinking.
Okay.
So there were some, but I managed to beat them also.
Wow. Okay.
So in UK and in US, they were our competitors.
Yeah.
But I was able to beat them.
So since you mentioned supply chain, was people like I2 and all competition to you?
I2 came later than us.
Much later must be, yeah.
We collaborated. I2 was much, much bigger than we were.
Of course.
Later on.
Okay.
We kind of collaborated with them with some of our products.
Okay. So I2 must be 90s.
That was in
mid-90s.
That was in mid-90s. We collaborated with I2.
And MFG Pro and...
MFG Pro was a competitor. Because to our ERP, because they were saying manufacturing, but our manufacturing was way ahead.
Okay.
Our manufacturing ERP was way ahead. And most of these ERPs even today, including SAP, they have everything. But sadly, people use only what I call, barring the black box, everything else. So they handle the sales side, they handle the purchase side, they handle the accounting side, they handle the inventory side, but they don't do anything for manufacturing.
Oh, okay.
So they buy SAP, which has this capabilities, but they don't use it. So whereas what we did was very important, that's where we are getting orders, was we actually started with the black box. We started from manufacturing and went outwards.
Okay.
So I did my job shop scheduling and then other such sequencing, scheduling algorithms, etc. Then I had to move out because the ERPs were not there. So I had to build them just to get the data.
Okay.
So that is what happened.
Interesting. Now, initially when you start with a new team, and like I said, in product rather than service, what kind of major roadblocks you think you faced, and how did you sort of overcome them from a scaling up perspective?
Yeah, from a scaling up, multiple roadblocks, because initial 6-7 years, there was a point of time, Infosys and we started together. Persistent also started around that time, but as a product company, so they slowed down.
Yeah.
We were bigger than these companies.
Oh, wow.
I'm not boasting, but they were also startup.
That must be a good feeling to have.
Yeah, that was a good feeling then. It was nice feeling then, but they have gone, light years ahead of us.
But that's service side. So
yeah, that is on the service side. On the product side, there are very few companies who went into serious products. So we did that. Then given my statistical background, we collaborated with 2 more companies in US. One was on the clinical trials side.
Oh, okay. Very different from manufacturing.
Very, very different from manufacturing. It happened, as I said, my entire thinking has been statistical, mathematical, and getting in there and using computers, and then MBA as change agent more than anything else. Change agent for our customers to make it happen. So clinical trials collaboration happened because of that. And then Professor Nitin Patel had started a company. So for a brief while, I was helping out, set up his company. About 3 years, I worked with him closely. His company is into new drugs testing, new medicines testing. It's known. It's well known now. They have got a big office in Pune also. They're doing very well. So these 2 companies. The third thing, which was also statistical in nature, was a Swedish company. So again, we had, by the way, I had also invested in all these companies. in small ways.
Yeah,
I had invested in all these companies. And we started building their products. The third was entirely on the distribution side. It happened later because Europe and US kind of moved away their entire manufacturing into China, predominantly.
That had already started happening.
That had already started happening. When I went there, it was more of Americans were talking about only Japanese. 10 years later, they were talking only Chinese. So that changed. But the Swedish company was onto the distribution side. So that again requires a lot of statistical thinking.
An interesting thing you've mentioned now twice or thrice is about collaboration. Was that a chosen way to grow, and how did you reach out to these, and how did these things happen? Because
we had to collaborate.
Okay.
Because
this was an imperative at that point in time.
It was, because for a product company, I'll tell you one of the early things. I'll mention the name of the company. I had got a break with a very large company. Went and met CEO of that company and divisional head of that company. Okay, that company is huge. It is now splintered, but that time it was huge. In US, when I started selling there, United Technologies Corporation.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Largest engineering firm in the world.
Of course.
Phenomenally big. Okay, it was directed to one of the divisions. That division head later on became the CEO of UTC.
Okay.
He was manning one of the divisions, and he liked my ideas, and he said, "I want to give you orders, Mukund." And I said, "Sir, I'll be glad to service you in US and in India." I had opened a small office in US, so I can provide you service. No, we are in 40 countries in the world. I said, "My God, there's no way I can service you." He said, venture capital had started in US that time, but not in India. So I started meeting some of my finance friends and all that, asked them. They said, "No, Mukund, impossible. 40 countries and all that if he's demanding service." But then it's not only 40 countries of one customer. No? I'll have to grow in all those 40 countries. So I lost that big opportunities. Today, I had to say, "I'm sorry, I can't. I don't have the ability to do this." But the order was mine. He had actually given the order to me, and he said, "No, Mukund, because if you are not in a position to grow that fast, there's no point in giving you order even for this company in US." So I lost that order. So these are the challenges which products have. That's why I said, there are 2-3 things which Government of India didn't understand any of these things. One is sales cost is the most important. Unless I set up my offices, why would anybody place an order? So setting up offices without venture capital for a fellow like me, out of question. I didn't have the money. That was needed, and the government didn't give any protection in India also. They have been giving protection to automobile industry even today. If you want to import a car, they slap out 200% customs duty on it. But when I go and try and sell to those companies, are my software products protected? No. I have to compete with the best in the world.
But now, since again we are talking about product, was there any concern in terms of IP? Because I think India was not exactly known for patent protection then.
No, I did take IP for one of my first product. Then I realized that IP is a game whereby it costs a lot, both in terms of time and money. It costs a loss, and you have to move fast into the market. So best thing to do is go and acquire customers first. If you acquire them fast, then you are known. So you have a first mover advantage, and IP be damned because the products keep on growing so fast that you are changing them practically every 2 years. So Purana IP is irrelevant. So IP does matter, but people make much ado about nothing.
So is it an overhyped thing?
Getting an IP? No. Getting an IP is a long process.
No, I'm saying overhyped.
Overhyped. Yes. Absolutely overhyped.
You'd rather sell to your customers fast rather than
when you're starting small, like I was doing, forget about IP and all that. Eventually, you will get acquired by some big company. So what IP are we talking about?
And since you mentioned product evolves fast, how did the innovation product development process happen and mature in FDS?
I'll tell you, that's very interesting question. I would love to answer little extended. What we had to do, if I tell you, there were only PCs, but they're all standalone PCs. They had very little RAM. Very little disk space. The RAM was And Microsoft MS-DOS had a limitation on how much of RAM you could use. Okay, and the kind of products we are building, we wanted to build high-speed products. More RAM was physically available in the market. I could buy MBs of RAM.
Okay.
But Microsoft didn't allow me to go to even 1 MB.
Oh.
It was 612K. That was the limit. So that was useless.
Yeah.
If I had to do something fast, then I had to pull the data from hard disk into memory and then solve it there. So we had to break this DOS barrier.
Oh.
So we bypassed DOS and
Okay.
wrote our own operating system.
Okay.
I mean, DOS was there,
Yeah.
but we wrote software around that. The second problem was we had to show our data graphically. For example, if I am showing manufacturing scheduling plan, then I have to draw a Gantt chart, otherwise people won't understand it. I have to show machines on the y-axis
Correct.
and the jobs, and I have to draw a Gantt chart. That is the simplest tool which any engineer
Absolutely.
demands.
Correct.
And in DOS, green phosphorus monitors, this wasn't possible.
Yeah.
So how do you do it? So we ended up writing patches of our own Windows operating system.
Wow.
It was the other thing we had to do because we had to have graphic display. There was no concept of graphic display then. The third thing we had to do was there was no concept of LAN. There was no local area network
Correct.
also. Or there were no compilers also which were suitable because we are writing in assembly line or
Yeah.
assembly code most of the time. So what do? So we didn't write compilers. We wrote in C, which was good enough for us.
C by then had come in.
C was there. C was there. So we wrote in C, but it was so close to the computer that you were able to bypass the operating system all the time.
Okay.
So we could do that. And the third thing was LAN was not there. What was available was only something known as a lap link, which
Okay.
could connect two desktops or two laptops with each other. That
Okay.
is all that was available. So with these limitations, how do you get data from an ERP? That became a challenge. So we ended up writing code for LAN and used these lap links to keep on transferring it across. So we had to invent all of that. So building products means doing all this R&D.
Correct.
If you're not willing to do it, you can't build a product.
And again, going back to the earlier question, did you IP it?
We didn't.
No.
We didn't.
You should have maybe.
We should have
Yeah.
probably. We didn't have the time. We were focusing on our products, which also we didn't IP.
But you actually were the original people who did what is now called GPUs and VGAs kind of thing in a
No,
way.
we didn't build the GPUs. Well, no.
Okay.
We used the same processors.
Okay.
But we built the graphic interface on that.
Okay. Much before what?
Much before
what
people
it became
introduced
the norm.
graphics in the. I mean, green phosphorus monitors and graphics doesn't go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So we had to use the color shades very smartly to display the Gantt chart. So we did that. Later on, the color monitors came on. So
And how did the customers react to this?
they loved it.
Oh.
In fact, you know what? I'll tell you something. We came across so many customers who were good in multiple ways. They're technologically advanced and they love technology.
Oh.
And our biggest bottleneck used to be the IT managers. IT managers didn't understand this technology. They didn't know it.
Okay.
So they were the bottlenecks. But once I displayed, like you asked me, how did you do it? So I explained to you.
Yeah.
So the same explanation I used to give to the CEO of the company.
Correct.
And whether he understood it fully or not, he understood enough that we were smart enough to do various smart things. So we used to get the order for, part of it was for display, part of it was for functionality.
Okay.
So doing these things so fast, because everybody else said, "Arey, ho hi nahi sakta." Then the other thing, third thing, which was again my statistical brain. If you look at, I don't know, algorithmic, but you are an engineer anyway. See, job shop scheduling, the traditional method has been that you go on y-axis and fill up all machines on one time slot. Then go to the next time slot and fill up all the machines on that. I said, this is ridiculous because people are, so that was a functional knowledge or the domain knowledge which I had to have, which I had acquired. I am not a mechanical engineer, so I had to acquire, I'm a statistician. So I had to acquire that domain knowledge and I said, these guys are not loading their machines like this at all today. They are loading it job by job because they wanted a job to be completed. Correct. They didn't want the job to be stuck somewhere. And the waiting time, as you know, by this y-axis loading kind of thing, the waiting time in a job shop used to be nearly 94% or 95% of the time.
That's the idle time.
That's the idle time. The job, it's waiting somewhere for the next machine to become available. Because somebody has loaded it blindly without looking at this order. Because there are 200, 300 orders.
True.
So which ones to load? So whichever is most optimum usage of the machine was the idea. And I was saying, come on, you're talking about 93% idle time for an order, and machine time, not keeping it idle, the only way is you put more quantity, which you don't need.
Correct.
So you're unnecessarily manufacturing inventory.
Building inventory.
So you're doing these mistakes. So I changed it to the x-axis loading.
Okay.
And that worked wonders, because the speed, in terms of speed, we were for 3-4 things. We bypassed the memory limitations. That was one. Then graphic user interface was the second. And the third thing was this algorithmic power.
Okay.
Because algorithm was nearly 200-300 times faster than what the traditional algorithm for loading. As it in colleges, they teach this method.
Correct.
So I have never published my method, so people don't bother. I can share it with anybody, but different method of loading.
Sure. Since you mentioned teaching, let me bring you to the next part of your kind of thing. Your phase, and you've been associated with IMDR as a visiting faculty. How did that happen, and why teaching?
Okay, interesting thing. I was young. I had started all this work and all that. My father and Professor Shezwalkar were friends.
Okay.
So Professor Shezwalkar asked me, "Are you interested in teaching?" And I come from an academician's family,
Correct.
out and out, from both sides, every side. My mother's side, my father's side, my wife's side. Everybody is an academician, all teaching in college. So what happened is, he asked me. So I found it intriguing. I said, let me try my hand at it. I knew I was a good teacher, because when I went to Mumbai after my MSc, I started doing my PhD at NIBM. But then the scholarship was meager, and you couldn't live in Mumbai with that kind of scholarship.
Yeah.
So what came easily was a job as a college teacher.
Correct.
So I started teaching statistics. Then I realized this is another trap. If I teach here for a year or so, I'm loving this. I'm getting good response from the students.
Yeah.
So I'll teach for rest of my life.
Correct.
Okay. I said, no, ये तो नहीं करना है.
Which you were clear you didn't want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, because I knew the teachers never make money. That was so clear to me. I was brought up in teachers' family.
Yeah.
So I got out of that. So when he offered me this, that you can come as a visiting faculty, I said, this is interesting. I'll come and teach. But then I said, not my courses, because of 2 reasons. One is this IP, that I didn't want to disclose my IP.
Correct.
So whatever is my technology, I'm not going to disclose.
Yeah.
The best is not to teach that topic at all. Because if I start teaching, I can't hold myself
Correct.
back. I'll automatically explain it. So I didn't take that. Then he said, what would you like to do? I said, I'll go into a subject which I was not very good at IIM. but I'll teach that, because that way I'll learn the subject.
Yeah.
If you teach, you learn.
Correct.
So I started teaching corporate planning.
Oh.
Which was so far away from what I was doing. I was hardcore operations.
But planning in
planning,
case,
in a way, but corporate planning. So that was enjoyable.
Oh, lovely.
I did that for a short time, because after that I couldn't get the time. I think about 3 years or so.
Okay.
And then I have been giving some lectures in and out for a specific topic.
More as a guest lecture rather than visiting.
But not even an entire subject.
Sure.
One topic.
That's a commitment of time.
Yeah.
And
of time
with a fixed cadence and that kind of thing.
Was,
now, given your teaching engagement, first as visiting, now as guest faculty, what kind of changes you've seen on the student side? Is it on the good side? Is it on the not so good side?
No, they're a good side.
Okay.
I wouldn't blame the students for that at all. I'll tell you one unique thing about Professor Shezwalkar, why I enjoyed teaching. Professor Muzumdar also knew me, because I was Ferguson College student. He had also asked me, will you teach there? I said, no, I'll teach at IMDR, because my entire family is Ferguson College product.
Oh, okay.
So I said, no, I'll teach at D Society rather than at Symbiosis. Limited time, so I might as well teach here.
Yeah.
And even then I was taking fees, visiting fees, but I used to donate it.
Okay.
Because from making money on teaching didn't go with me at all.
Yeah.
So what happened is Professor Shezwalkar gave me total freedom.
Okay.
Asked him. Because by then IMDR was autonomous.
Yeah.
So he said, you decide your syllabus.
Okay.
I said, sir, I have followed this case study method at IIM, and I like the method. It was very good method, especially for a subject like corporate planning.
Definitely.
Case study is the best approach. For maths, you can't have case studies.
Correct.
But for corporate planning, it was a very good way.
Maths, you need to have definitive answers. You can't have today 2 + 2 might be something else kind of thing. Yeah.
Answer has to be one only.
In case studies, you can have different answers.
Case studies you can. So corporate planning, he permitted me both. So I have a lot of respect for him because the freedom he was giving. He also allowed me to set up question papers as per my choice. Everything. So that was a great thing. So he was a visionary, I would say. Students were also very good. Now what has happened, the students are still good. I wouldn't say anything bad about them. What has happened is because of the competition, getting entire batch of say 120 students who are very good quality is difficult
for you any get a good percentage of good students, but there'll be others as well.
Yeah, there will be others.
Okay. So, from a student perspective, how do you sort of what are your views now, as a business person, in terms of future-proofing them from a skills perspective?
It's a good question. One thing I'll say is when I studied, whether I did my MSc or computer science or MBA, it was like end of it. I mean, you studied and it's done. After that, learn the hard way in the industry that you have to learn every day. There's no
learning never stops.
Learning never stops. So that is one thing which the MBA students also, or any student must learn. The second thing for these students, the only thing which I'll say is the structured, organized and all that. I don't know. I think the days are numbered for these things. For the mid-sized organizations, they will not be able to survive in the competition with this structured approach for everything. They will have to work more like a film industry, I would say.
Okay.
That you get the experts at that point of time for doing a particular job, and
it's a very interesting analogy.
Yeah. Okay. But you get top actor for a particular role.
Correct.
But for another role, you get some other actor. The same two actors will not happen the next time.
True.
The photography also will be different because of the situations will be different. So all those things change, and the producer and the directors get the right team with them every time.
So let me ask you this. I mean, are you saying that instead of employees, we will have a set of gig workers doing the same thing?
I think so. Going in future,
it's a big thing.
Yeah. I'll give you an example. Again, from film industry, a movie which I like. It's an old movie, but I'm sure many people who have seen it would have seen it multiple times. Now, Jab We Met by Imtiaz Ali became a very popular movie for several reasons. Some of the reasons are the dialogues given to them. So the script writing is also very important.
Correct.
So when I watch this movie now, I realize that isme sab kuch acha hai. There is no such thing as each one is an expert. The songs, the meaning, the tunes, the way it has been sung, the way the dialogues are written, the way the actors are delivering them, the way they are acting. And they had to be a young couple.
Correct.
So they were at the right age.
Correct.
You can't have a Shah Rukh Khan.
They were actually young and playing their age. Correct.
So he had got everything right in that movie. So if you do something like that, you'll do phenomenally well. So know your strengths and play to your strengths. There will be opportunities galore. You probably, with this kind of gig working, you'll make more money.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're idling in the company waiting for work to come your way.
True.
Go look out for the work.
Sure. These days students, and especially engineering students, may not be happening so much in MBA like IMDR, but a lot of people are joining the IT industry. And when I say IT, obviously it is IT services industry.
Right.
Now, what will it make, it's not that IT products business like yours needs only engineers. You will need MBAs also to some extent. So, what's your take? What's your view in terms of how do we attract, these people
back
call it
into industry.
back into industry, and rather than get into this kind of thing?
You don't attract. They don't have a choice now. The way IT is, where it is, it's a matured industry. It is a plateaued thing, and it's going to decline. So, services industry. I mean, the IT service. IT industry per se will never die, but you will not require this kind of manpower.
Sure. And we have started seeing the results already. TCS asking a lot of people to go.
But forget TCS. Go to the bigger IT product companies. Microsoft. Amazon.
Correct.
Meta.
Correct.
Google. Who is not chopping?
Correct.
So those biggies are also chopping because the roles are. That's why I said you have to forever learn. I'll tell you an interesting one. When I was working in US very early in my career, somebody whom I knew was from India. He was an architect, and he said, "I am taking a break in my career of 4 years, and I am going to learn mechanical engineering."
Okay.
This was in US.
Okay.
So I was amused. I said, "You're an architect, and why do you want to become?" He says, "There are no more jobs for architects."
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
I might as well learn. But I'm talking about way back in early 80s. So 82 or something of that sort. When I heard this, I couldn't believe it. I said, "Come on, people join a company and retire from there. But no more. That's not possible."
Oh, okay.
So you may join a company.
Hire to retire is out.
You'll change at least 5-6 jobs in a career. And better is you become a gig. Even today, I know of some IT people who are so good in their skills and they work independently. But they'll come and work in your company for a period of 3, 4, 5 months. Once the task is done,
They'll move on.
they'll move on.
Okay.
So they are earning much more money than the senior managers.
We talked of TCS and Indian companies, and of course you talked of the Microsofts and Googles and Metas of the world. We have not mentioned the elephant in the room, which is AI.
Yeah.
How does that affect the product side of business?
Hyped as of today.
Okay.
Hyped as of
Oh,
today.
that's interesting.
I'll tell you 2-3 things, okay? Which side is likely to succeed and which side is not likely to succeed. See, the AI strength is learning from the data or the past,
Yeah.
what past decision making which has happened. Now, there are structured enterprise systems. I wouldn't call them ERP because the banking system is not an ERP.
Yeah.
So there are structured enterprise level systems. So hospital management system is different. Hospital technical system is different.
Yeah.
The medical system is different there. Or in a drugs company, it's different. So there are enterprise level systems with the relevant data for that enterprise sitting in their databases as of today. Okay. Now what those managers want to know from AI is what other things rather than what I'm doing today. Now that will come to you only if you go and scan the entire data available on the internet.
Correct.
So for that you have to get into big data analytics. Now when you get into big data analytics, you have a Hadoop engine. That's the best known tool today. When you get into big data analytics, it will throw a lot of data at you. How to analyze that data is also difficult. Okay. Now how to draw inferences from that becomes even more difficult. So tutoring AI to do these complex jobs is what is going to matter. Using AI for selling to an enterprise using their own database is not going to work. They already have great things with them.
Correct.
They will write some more. I mean, they may use an AI tool to write. Instead of writing a program themselves, they'll use an AI tool, write it. But that's not the key. The key lies here. This humongous data which is available on the internet, those who are able to give them snippets of very critical information as to where they should go in future, I think that AI today, who are the ones who are there? It's only like OpenAI, ChatGPT, Perplexity.
Yeah.
That's an Indian founder.
Yeah.
So those are the ones who are there.
So vis-a-vis service industry, product side of the business has less worry on AI in terms of job losses and that kind of thing?
Yes, it will have, because you have to have a lot of knowledge of the business.
Correct.
So if you want to build a product, say, forget the Microsoft products, but if you want to build, by the way, I'm sure you know it and most of the people who are listening will know it. Excel is a mammoth linear algebra tool.
Okay.
So everything is linear algebra.
Yeah.
They have put some quadratic equations and exponential things in it, but those are smaller functions.
Okay.
Bulk of it is that spreadsheet.
Yeah.
How do you present the data? Entire thing behind it is a linear algebra algorithm. Now that's not going to go. It's a mathematical tool. Not many people understand. Accounting ke liye presentation, kya accounting presentation? The whole damn tool is mathematical in nature. So that will survive because that need is there.
Sure.
The tool will survive.
Okay. Now, little while back when we were discussing about your teaching engagement, you mentioned very interestingly that you don't want to make money out of teaching and you sort of donate it back. I want to touch upon that part of the kind of thing. I know for a fact that you're a huge philanthropist as well. How did that happen? And does philanthropy and business go hand in hand for you?
In a way, in an area of my interest, I've been doing in small ways and now in bigger ways as time has passed. I earned more money. So more money to
spare. Yeah.
spare also. But initially I started small. My children went to a school. So the initial thing was private school.
Yeah.
But run, I don't want to name it. So, but run properly with a specific nationalistic interest in Pune. Okay. So I wanted my children to go. By the way, I had come back from US and I put my children in Marathi medium.
Okay.
So, and I insisted on that, both I and my wife. And the reason was simple. You'll never learn your culture if your mother tongue is different.
Yeah.
You'll not learn. So if you want to live here, you better learn what this country is. And learning English, I came from Marathi medium. So learning English is just one more language to learn.
Correct.
Easy. So there, they used to take people from slums around.
Okay.
And the school didn't have that kind of funds, but they wanted to do this as a social service.
Okay.
So for 2 of our sons, we used to pay for 2 more children.
Oh, wow.
So we said we'll pay fees for 2 more and support them. Then being from computer industry, the computer lab was not popular. I mean, it didn't exist in any school then.
Yeah.
But then I had about 40-50 computers which were more than 2 years old.
Okay.
And obsolescence in computer comes because of technological obsolescence. It is nothing that
it's not that machine is bad. Yeah.
Machine is not bad.
Correct.
So we started a computer lab for this school.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we kept on maintaining it for many years. So that was one. Then some of the teachers from this school set up another, I will not call it exactly anathashram, but kind of academic institution is also removed. Kind of a center where students used to come with one parent. I mean, they were very poor families, but one parent earning somewhere in city like Pune or Mumbai are doing rack picking, small jobs, not big money. And another child was with mother who very often was physically handicapped or some such thing. And there was another child who needed to be educated. They had no money. So somebody had started this school. So not entirely my money, but I managed to get some people together. So we got them land, we constructed the school. Then we funded their teachers. We did those were early days, but as I said, not only me. We found some more like-minded people and we did that. And now that school has got all the grants and all that. And I must say, thanks to a lot of traders in Pune from Gultekti Market Yard, they started giving them notebooks free of cost.
Oh, that's nice.
Textbooks. Because it is a residential school, they started giving them grains. This is long ago, before government has started giving
midday meal and all.
They started giving all of that to this school. So there have been people who do these things. So those were my early years, but I was always focusing more on education side because of my family background. And then now my alma mater is where I'm giving my donations. So that I belong here. I learned a lot from this place. So I should give something back to the society is a very large word. I'm too small for that. But back to my alma mater is what I can do. So
that's so generous of you. Finally, because this is for IMDR, what would be your advice to young people? There are two sides to it. Obviously, people want jobs, but there might be few people who want to be entrepreneurs. So, what would be your advice to both these kind of individuals or the set of students?
See, there are two types of people. I mean, some are entrepreneurial in nature, so they will go that way. I was in nature in a way, wanted to try various things. So, I tried this, luckily succeeded. Those who are not like that and their circumstances also don't permit them to do that. So what I've done in those instances is classify them, who's on what side. Those who are non-entrepreneur looking for jobs, I would suggest you need to have a strong technical background. Without a technical background, you will not get good job. For example, Satya Nadella, one of the first type of people he chopped off was there was a course called PMP. Remember that? Project management. He said, nobody in Microsoft is going to be a PMP. Just out. I don't need just managers. I need technical people who are also managers. So that is the situation everywhere. That is one thing. And for the entrepreneurs, education is important, because if you don't understand basics even of accounting, or basics of sales, or basics of HR, you may end up doing a lot of wrong things. But entrepreneur learns much faster. Otherwise, the environment teaches him. So if he doesn't learn on his own, he'll be taught.
True.
So that happens. So these are the two things.
Great.
But I wanted to digress a little bit. Anyway, do we have few?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Wanted to say, we are not a country of product thinking people. So I wanted to bring that, because I come from product, limited space in IT industry, but I respect product development on all sides.
Yeah.
Whether it is in manufacturing, whether it is in life sciences. By the way, I have come across entrepreneurs, Indian origin, working in US today, and are now building products in Pune in biomedical engineering.
Oh, wow. Okay.
These guys are coming back, they're investing their money, they're giving their time, they're taking the risks on product side. So I'm very impressed. So when you ask me questions about next generation, I think they're very good. I see a lot of hope. So I would not say hamare time mein aisa tha. That's wrong.
Okay.
These children are also very good. They're doing very good jobs. That's why I brought this out.
Sure.
That biomedical engineering is also a very important thing, because you need hardcore engineering.
Absolutely.
Metallurgy, mechanical, electrical, electronics, everything is needed in biological side.
True.
There's nothing. You can't straighten your spine by just one thing.
Yeah.
All these things are involved in there.
Yeah.
You can't have a shunt in your brain, or you can't have an artificial heart valve.
True.
So all these are now part of it. So you need entrepreneurs and technical people on this side. And I'll give you an example where our money is going, and it saddens me. IPOs are succeeding, but succeeding for the wrong things in the wrong place. Succeeding for a quick buck. So if you look at our share market, every day the money traded on stocks, both BSE and NSE, big ones, is more than 2.5 lakh crores is being traded. Now, out of that, 88% is on a small premium. So when we talk about 2.5 lakh crore, nearly 90% of it is only 25% of the money, which is 25% premium baro, futures and options karo. The futures and options is the shortest possible thing you're doing. You may be trading 3-4 times in a day also. So that mentality of trading with your money and such short-term return expectations, which nobody gets. SEBI is announcing every day. Nobody makes money in F&O. But people still go there because the desire to make a quick buck is so high. So you can't. And product is exactly opposite of that. You'll make money
over a
long period of time.
Like this, it's deep tech.
Yeah.
So it's long term.
It takes that, but then you are really building something solid for the society.
Sure.
So whichever line of your choice, but build products. In India, right now, as we were talking a little while ago, who are the real big inventors in India? You're having all people talk about public sector undertaking in bad terms. But it's Masgao Docs, DRDO, ISRO, so, and their associate companies. So public sector undertaking are the only ones who are really contributing to this. Even the railways for that. So many new things which have come. Or bridges. I mean, Konkan Railway, they're a marvelous piece of civil engineering. So all those things which are happening on the public sector side, not on private sector side.
That's a very interesting thing.
I just wanted to mention this. So there's exciting work to be done on the private sector, because public sector has got major limitations. Because it is public sector, they have a lot of constraints and a lot of rules and regulations which are in their head. Secondly, limited. Government can't get into everything and should not get into everything. So private sector has to bootstrap now and jump into it with both their legs. As I said, there are some respected people I have come across who wanted to do this all along, and they're doing it even today. So there are good people like that, but not enough.
Great. Thank you so much, Mukund. It was so lovely to talk to you.
I'm
sure this dialogue, this samvad is going to help not just students, but also professionals and entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Thank you, Advait.
Thank you.
You are a wonderful anchor.
Thank you.
You know exactly which questions to ask.
Thank you so much.